Hi, my name is Will. I'm a longtime fan and user of Samsung products, including phones, watches, earbuds, appliances, computers, and displays. Today I'm using my annual upgrade from T-Mobile to switch from the S24 Ultra to the S25 Edge. In this video, I'll be unboxing and comparing features of the two phones to help you decide if the Edge is the right phone for you. When I unboxed it, one of the first things I noticed was the definite difference in the thickness and the weight of the phone. Now, I wasn't really unhappy with the weight of the S24 Ultra. It was definitely an improvement over some of the phones that I'd had before, but feeling the new S25 in my hand and the difference in the weight and the size has actually been one of my favorite things. But there are a few times when I'm using my phone that my pinky starts to hurt. And over time, it really starts to bother me, especially on this knuckle where I tend to rest the phone. So having the S25 Edge and that thinner and lighter frame not only gives me a little bit less hand fatigue, but I also have less trouble reaching over to that side, especially to pull down notifications was a little bit difficult. It just feels like it fits a little bit better, a little bit more like I'd like it to, and I don't feel like it's so bulky sticking out of my pocket all the time. One of the main things that you'll notice right out of the gate as well is that the stylus from the S24 Ultra is no longer included on that S25 Edge. But when I really started using it and thinking about how I use my devices, I realized that that stylus is something that I mostly use on my tablet, on the larger screen, where I have more real estate to do the writing. So losing that stylus wasn't a big deal to me. The other thing that you'll notice right away is the difference in the number of cameras. Now, I'm a big photographer, I love taking video, I love taking photo, and I picked the S24 because of that 200 megapixel camera. I was a little worried when I opened the box and I only saw the two lenses. But to be honest, I'm not sure why the S24 had all the different lenses. From what I can tell, taking photos and videos on the two different phones is essentially the same. I seem to have the same capabilities, it seems to be the same quality, so I haven't really lost anything on the camera front. Now, they're different sizes of batteries, and I lose about 20% battery capacity when I switch from the S24 Ultra to the S25 Edge. But I also gained a faster processor, and because I have that new Galaxy AI intelligence in it, a lot of the things that used to take me more time and would consume my battery, I can now have Gemini do for me. I was a little stumped when I first started setting up my new phone. It took me a little bit to figure out why the synchronization between the two phones wasn't working. On this last phone, I decided to convert my physical SIM into a virtual SIM. When I moved over to the new phone, I didn't have to worry about that physical SIM anymore. All I had to do was put the two phones next to each other and let them find each other, and that wasn't working. And you'll see me struggling to figure out why I couldn't get the phones to automatically connect. There was a setting I needed to go check, so if you're having that same struggle of migrating your SIM over from your old phone to your new phone, make sure you've gone into the settings, into the more connection settings, and enabled that local device discovery. In the package, T-Mobile included a nice reminder card of all the steps that you need to take to return it, and the first one is probably the most important. Make sure that you back up the device files and apps that you need to the cloud. Overall, it was a pretty smooth process. It took me only a few hours in total to get everything moved over and using on the new phone, and a lot of the apps that I transferred already had their accounts and settings, so I didn't have to sign in and set them up again. It was really easy for me to upgrade on T-Mobile. I went onto the website, I selected it already knew my existing phone, it knew I was eligible for a trade, and it was easy enough for me to just click next, 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 next. I only had to pay the taxes for the new phone because it's included in the plan that I've got with T-Mobile for me to upgrade every year, and I'm really glad that I did. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything by getting rid of the S24 Ultra. Haven't noticed any difference in the cameras. Performance is definitely increased, and it just kind of feels a little bit snappier. It feels a little bit more responsive, and having that little lighter footprint, not feeling like it's so bulky sticking out of my pocket all the time, is something that I've really enjoyed. If this video was helpful or you'd like to see more ways I use my Galaxy phones, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Hakina Kama, and thanks for watching.